Hey guys, Nathan here. Today I'm going to be talking about the process behind finding the right UI for my upcoming game MarbleRun. Hopefully this gives some of you prospective VR devs out there some ideas and helps show you how to go about these kind of things for your own projects. So for those who don't know, MarbleRun is a sandbox game allowing the player to build a marble track out of pre-made blocks. For this, the UI must be designed in such a way that players can easily find blocks they're after, as well as being able to view the size and shape of each block. The first incarnation of the UI spawned all available blocks around the player's controller when a button was pressed. This worked quite well when there were 4 or 5 blocks, but it becomes incredibly cumbersome when dealing with 10 or more, and it was clear that some kind of category system was required to break up blocks into manageable groups. This led to the second incarnation, which featured categories attached to a wheel controlled by the trackpad. This made blocks more manageable, but it had the downside of being difficult to control as well as taking far too long to select each block. I realized that instead of trying to leverage the controller to select blocks, I should be using the world. After I showed the second incarnation, quite a few people suggested a shelf system where all blocks would be available on a large shelf in the playspace. There were 2 ways to go about this. The first was a static shelf located in a fixed position in the playspace. This was discounted because players would likely become tired of moving back and forth, and I wanted blocks to be available no matter where you are in the room. The second option was a movable shelf similar to the hovering cat found in Fantastic Contraption. This was an appealing suggestion, but faced a similar issue to the first UI incarnation. While Fantastic Contraption's design works fantastically for the small number of objects they have, introducing a large selection of different blocks would require a rather large container and could easily get in the way of track building. With the shelf idea discounted, I looked at the system used by Modbox, a physics sandbox featuring a large selection of items. It features a system similar to Tiltbrush, where the menu is parented to a controller and items in the menu can be selected individually. Features a category system to break up objects and gives icons to show the appearance of each item. This seemed like the perfect solution, and my intention was to build something similar, but I decided against it. Icons are great for showing objects, but it's difficult to show scale. Because unlike Modbox, none of MarbleRun's objects are resizable, which means that it's important to know the size of an object before you select it. Yes, this could have been alleviated by using the block preview system from the second UI incarnation, but I felt that it was too cumbersome and also tied UI back to the controllers, which I was trying to avoid. So looking back on the prototypes and research I'd done, I grabbed the best parts of each system to develop a unique UI that would work well in MarbleRun, as well as fitting the aesthetic I was going for. To begin with, I grabbed the movable shelf concept from Fantastic Contraption and combined it with the category system from Modbox. As you can see, there are 4 coloured spheres, each with their own category assigned. Each of these can be moved independently around the scene. I then used the block spawning concept from the first UI incarnation, allowing the player to view all placeable blocks within each category. To avoid cluttering the scene, I allowed each category to be toggleable so that players can pack up blocks when they aren't in use. In the end, I found that moving the UI off the controller and into the world allowed for a much faster and more natural interaction, and led to the UI system that I'm quite happy with today. It seems obvious now, but I only learned that by building a lot of failed concepts. So anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for staying till the end, and I'll catch you folks later.